asked recently, how do you actually put yourself out there when you're a very quiet person, when you're actually an introvert? Like, how do you do it? Especially if you want to start your own business, if you want to become an entrepreneur, like, how do you do it? How do you put yourself out there? I can say that if I look at where I was as a kid to grow up and to where I am today, I've changed a lot. Like I used to be such a quiet person that would like whisper in my brother's ear and asking him to ask something from the waiter because I didn't have the courage to do it. But actually, life taught me that I need to speak out, especially by moving to a different country by myself. I realized that if I'm not going to say things, that's not going to happen. But even though with that, when I still started my business, it wasn't that easy to put it out there, to put myself out there. I couldn't stand the fact of like hearing the sound of my voice. I couldn't get like, why would people want to watch a video of me like talking? I couldn't look at myself at the videos. So if you would ask me a year ago, even like a year and a half, if I would have a YouTube channel and I'll do even like podcasts like this, I will say never. If you would say that I will put images of me on social media in order for me to promote my business, I would have not believed you. But I think what helped me is that actually, first it's come from different directions. So it's first to actually start learning to connect to yourself. Learn about who you are. Understand that, that's you and you are perfect as you are. Um, and you don't need to look what others are doing. You just need to do you. And you need to find yourself. You need to find a way to connect to yourself. You need to have the right support group of people around you. Those type of people that will encourage you and tell you a good word. And when I've done like one of my, I think it was pretty much the third, I think, video of mine by myself that I've recorded and I sent it to a friend of mine for a feedback before I actually posted it. And she kept on encouraging me to change certain stuff until she said, okay, that's it. Now you feel more natural with this. And in time, I learned more and more. So, but it's all about really connecting to yourself, learning who you are, what you like, what's your boundaries, what are your fears. Acknowledge your fears, but acknowledge them, let them know them, you understand, but don't let them guide you and manage your life. And that's why I always say, and I said it, I think, in the previous one as well, that I would really recommend you to try to even make a list. Make a list of 5 things you would like to do, 5 things that you want to do that will help you to put yourself out there, but you don't have the courage to do it. Write them down. Now try to understand, okay, is there something I can do as a baby steps? So for example, I really knew like I need to have like videos and to do live videos and to put myself out there, but I didn't have the courage to do it. So what I've done before I actually start filming myself, I reached out to another lady and I offered her to join and do it with me. She wasn't also sure like if she wanted to do it, so she agreed to meet with me for a coffee. Then we spoke about more. She said, okay, let's give it a try for a month, and today we're doing it for more than a year, twice a week, live videos, and it's been amazing. So I didn't do it just by myself. I reached out to someone else because it was more comfortable for me to do it with someone else when someone else is sitting next to you and you're having a chat. So for example, if you want to make a video and you want to push yourself more out there, so that's a solution. And that's, I think, you can do for everything. So you put 5 things that you want to do that are outside of your comfort zone and try to see on which one of them you can do baby steps and what are the baby steps, and get the right people to do it with you. And then you just move from one win to another. I remember that one of the things that I've done as well is that I couldn't get, like, as I said, why to put myself there with a picture? Who will want to like and comment a post with my picture? And I did a photo shoot that, like, it was me in a curtain box, and it took me, I think, more than a week to convince myself to put it out there. And I'm so glad I've done it. Because, yes, in the beginning, for some people, it wasn't that easy, or they maybe were not feeling that connected. So they left. But then I was just growing and growing, and people realized that by me putting myself out there, I'm being authentic, I'm being real, I'm being honest. And that's what going to help them to feel that they resonate with you. So if you are an introvert, if you don't feel comfortable with yourself, if you are a quiet person, find the different little things that can help you. So as I said, if you want to do a video, do it with someone else. Maybe create an avatar for you and just let it be out there. Even on, let's say you want to promote reels from Instagram. So you can make different stuff on Canva with different designs, regardless to you. But I want you to bear in mind that when you're trying to put yourself out there and to build your presence, and it doesn't matter again if you are an entrepreneur or you're doing it as part of a daily job, there's small little steps that you can take. So write it down to yourself. Understand why you what are the fears? Like what's the worst things that can happen? How you can actually just push yourself a bit more. Even it's to push by, like getting to ask someone that you want to join their podcast, and that will interview you just to have an experiment. Even if it's just to make a video for yourself and record it and not even share it. And you know what's the funny part? Is that it's like it's easier to share it with strangers versus with people you know. I remember when I've done my first video in Hebrew, I was sure that everyone will hate it. It's going to be a terrible thing. I was so afraid to share it. But then when I actually did, and I pushed myself and said, you know what, you've got nothing to lose. That's you. You're going to, if it's not going to be okay, that's fine. You're going to make some changes. You're going to be better in this. It's going to be a matter of time. But people actually reacted nicely, even doing this, in everything. So really try to push yourself. Really try to do the baby steps, but do it with the right supporting group around you, the right people around you that will be there and will give you the right word, and will give you, even when they'll give you a feedback, it will be a constructive feedback that will help you say, okay, maybe change this, maybe do this. And don't be afraid. Remind yourself that we all afraid from this. No one felt that comfortable from the first few times in front of a camera or in front of a Zoom meeting or in a networking groups. I even have my times that like I'll come to a networking group and I'll be nervous on how to present myself. But if you do it and you're going to repeat it over and over again, and you keep on coming and you keep up, showing up, you're going to see it's becoming easier. When I wanted to do my first video by myself, I was sitting for 2 weeks. Every day I put a lipstick on my lips, was sitting in front of a laptop and say, okay, I'm going to do it today. And I'm like, no, maybe, no, next time. It took me 2 weeks to convince myself. To do this podcast, it took me 6 months because I said, what else am I going to speak about? What can I say? Should I say? Am I repeating myself? But you know what? You do it. I don't do it for others. I do it for myself. Even if you want to join networking groups, you want to join, but you don't know how to put yourself out there. So start for the first time by even just putting yourself there on mute and without a camera. Second time, do the unmute and start chatting like and saying a word here, a word there. Then the third time, you start opening the camera. And that's how you're going to do it. But do it in the places where you feel comfortable, in the places that are not going to make you feel a bit traumatized because it wasn't working as you are, and maybe it was overwhelming. And really try to work on it from that side. So if I'm again looking at this, really try to make a list of the things that you want to do. Next to them, write, what are your fears? What's the worst case scenario going to happen if you're going to speak, if you're going to show yourself? What's going to happen? And I can tell you that even before you go and give a speech on a stage, everyone is afraid for the first time. Everyone have that fear, like their stomach is like moving and making so much noises that like you're like, okay, I don't know how I'm going to survive it. But you're going to find a different technique that's going to help you. I can say that what helped me is that I look at everyone and I'm like, okay, do they think that they can do it better than me? Most of the chances are not. So do it and just be you, and that's it. Just speak out, and whatever will be, will be. And for example, when I give a speech on a stage, what helps me is to use a lot of sense of humor. in between, not to feel like that it's too awkward or like not this. So that's my way to deal with this. But find your way and just remind yourself, if you being you, if you trusting yourself, if you learning to accept yourself, everyone else will accept you. And everyone else share pretty much the same fears as you. The difference is that some are not letting that impact them and hold them back, and some does. So why do you want to hold yourself back? Why don't you want to give it a try? And no one said that tomorrow morning you get up in the morning, you open either a YouTube channel, a podcast, or you signing up as a presenter that's going to give a speech or something on a huge stage over 1,000 people. It doesn't work like this. Do it as a baby steps, as I said. Find the small little things that you can do that are gonna help you. So either find someone else to do it with you, make it but don't post it. Go to networkings but don't put yourself on, like don't share the video. There's different things you can do. You can even go to an event that you want to for a networking outside in a coffee place, and just go with someone that makes you feel comfortable with. Ask for a favor, ask for someone to come with you, or go to some place that you know that's going to make you feel safe. But listen to yourself and keep on pushing yourself. If you're not going to push yourself a bit, you're going to stagnate. You're going to stay and step on your, with your feet on the ground without moving. You want to move. You want to do something. It's not easy, but you can do it. If I've done it, I'm the kid that was so quiet that couldn't ask for a tomato sauce from the waiter. I've done it. It wasn't easy. It didn't took me a year or two. I've been working all the time on it. Every time I want to do something, I'm working on doing it and I'm convincing myself and I'm giving myself like a pep talk. Okay, what's going to happen if you're not going to do it? Why you want to let this go? Because of what? Do it. Just don't be afraid. If someone else thinks that they can do it better, let them do it. You do you. So if I'll look back again and everything I've said, get to know yourself. Learn what's right for you, what's not. Learn about yourself. What's your boundaries? What's your fears? Make a list of the things that you want to do and try to build a plan how you do it with the baby steps. And if you're not sure, you're more than welcome to reach out to me and I'll help you and I'll guide you. If you actually want to do something around like those videos, podcasts, things like those, but you don't have the courage, come to me. I'll do it with you. I'll be more than happy to. And I'm telling you and I'm promising you that it's really getting better in time. I couldn't do, as I said, my first video. It took me 2 weeks to do the first one by myself. Today, I'm doing it in my sleep. Like, it's easy, just bring it on. Like, yesterday, I met this lady that we've been working so hard on like the community and everything. And in a second, we said, let's go live and let people know that we're here and we saw each other and all of that. You just logged in and that's it. I didn't care if I have makeup or not. People buy from people. People work with people. People connect with people. And they connect with the people they feel comfortable with. So even if you do something and you're trying to put yourself out there and you speak about your fears and you're telling them, I actually don't feel comfortable doing this, but I'm going to give it a try. People will admire you. People will see you as someone who's going to motivate them or is going to inspire them. And that's going to be amazing. And then you will help them to do it as well. So why not, right? That's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to encourage you to put yourself out there. It doesn't matter if you're an introvert or you're shy or you're quiet. Do it. Baby steps, but do it. And when you feel more comfortable, you push yourself a bit more and do it in your own pace. Don't let other people pressure you. Do you. Do you, but with a bit of a push forward. So you're going like, instead of like jumping 10 steps ahead, go one ahead. Then try to do 1.5 or 2 and then try 3. And that's how you're going to grow. And that's how you're going to push yourself. Just learn to put yourself out there and remind yourself again and again. You are perfect as you are. You do you. You do what's right for you. And bottom line, just find the right people that will be there, encourage you, support you, will give you the good word, will tell you what to change just to make you feel more comfortable. And just listen to yourself. Connect to yourself. You connected, you're being authentic, you're getting everyone else around you. So just do it. And as I said, if you're not feeling comfortable enough, you're more than welcome to reach out to me. I'll do it with you. I'll guide you. I'll support you. Because I could have not done it without the support I've received from my friends and families. I could have not done it. And I'm glad I've done it. I'm super proud of myself that I got myself from this little girl, little Donna, that would sit in a room and all the kids are playing. And by the time I get the courage to go and play with the other kids, of course, the parents say, okay, let's go home. So I've done it. I've been there. And today I'm not. I'm putting myself out there. And it took me a while, but I've done it. And I believe that everyone can do it. But again, as I said, do it in your pace, in the right way that's going to help you, and move from one victory to another, but small victories. Don't look at the big ones. So I hope it's going to help you, and we'll listen to each other in my next podcast. Bye.